Play fake. Trevor rolls to the right. Looks. Fires toward the end zone. Ball's caught! Touchdown! Jacksonville! Hunter Long, the tight end, from 6 yards away. And the Jags are in the end zone for the first time today. They run it. This is Travis Etienne picking his way. He's got some room. 20. Into the open field. 30. 35, 40. 45, 50. In the Panthers territory. 40. 35 along the left sideline. He's getting a tackle at the 20-yard line. An explosive run from Travis Etienne to the 20-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. It's a reverse. This is going to be Brian Thomas Jr. to the 5. Brian Thomas Jr. into the end zone. He took a reverse handoff from Trevor Lawrence, and he waltzed into the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown. Jacksonville has extended the lead. How good is that? Fires. That ball is going to be picked off by Jordan Lewis, I believe. What a catch. It was tipped, and he caught a one-handed diving interception. And Jordan Lewis gets a takeaway. And what a way to seal this thing.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome into Jaguars Today. Can they get to 2-0? We'll talk about it a little bit today as we welcome in the senior writer from Bengals.com, Jeff Hobson, coming up here in less than 15 minutes. Good morning, Tony Smith.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah? Are you, do you feel more optimistic about the Jags this week, or since you picked them to win, are you about where you thought you would feel?
I think I'm about where I thought I would feel about this game. Thinking about it, we've had a few days to, digest what happened against Carolina. And the big thing that I fall back on in my mind, at least, is I don't know how much I really learned about this Jaguars team. I think, there's a lot of bigger tests, including this Sunday. I think I've learned that Carolina is bad. Right, and they're a team that whatever that clutch thing is that some NFL teams have and some don't, Carolina doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Right, like they don't have it anywhere on the roster where those kind of moments anybody comes through. The Jags were able to take advantage of it, obviously, against the Carolina Panthers. I think the test, especially this week going up against a Cincinnati team that had the struggles they did offensively last week, I don't expect to be the way that they play offense this week. Right? Like, I don't think that the Jaguars defense can do what the Browns defense can do necessarily. So I really do have the sense that this is a game where you're probably going to have to score 30 to win, is what this game feels like to me. And it may be somewhere in the mid-30s, honestly, because I think there's at least the potential with what we've seen from the Liam Cohen offense that he can find a way to do that, right, against the Bengals team, that he can find a way to keep the offense competitive throughout the game. I expected to be way different than what we saw on Sunday against Carolina.
Yeah, I think it'll be different. I don't know if they'll need to score in the 30s here. I think this defense that the Jags have has given me, a little bit of confidence coming out of week one. And again, it's not the test that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Chase Brown, along with Joe Burrow, obviously, are going to give you. But I think you can pressure Joe Burrow. They're down an offensive lineman who started for them in week one, and he went on injured reserve, their right guard. So, that's, we wouldn't be freaking out if Patrick McCary didn't get to play this week, but it's still a guy that earned a starting job for them, and it was on a unit that didn't perform well in week one.
Yeah, I thought the mistakes that Carolina made, I would be stunned if Cincinnati makes them. Right, and I think the opportunities that were there for the Panthers to make plays, those opportunities left open to the Bengals, they're scoring 3 or 4 touchdowns in the game. Right, like that's just the way even rewatching the Carolina game, it felt to me watching that game. Now, they were able to get the 3 turnovers. I don't take any of that kind of thing away from them, but I think a lot of the situations got set up by Carolina having no clutch in any of those moments, and I don't think there's been many weeks in Joe Burrow's career where we can say no clutch.
No,
right?
Joe Burrow can do it. There's no question about it.
Like I think that kind of angle to what happened on Sunday, it's why I kind of feel like the Panthers game was one they had to get. They got it, right? And now the season starts. It's kind of the way it feels to me with this road trip to the Bengals. I think I'm going to learn a whole lot more about who the Jacksonville Jaguars are in 2025 this week than I feel like I did against the Panthers.
Yeah, and I know every year is different, man, but, the Bengals are riding a half dozen years since they've won in week 2.
Yes.
They had 6 games in the second week of the season. They've lost them all. They struggle early on, and they tried to change that narrative by playing their starters more in the preseason. Joe Burrow made it a point of emphasis to get on the field, and it didn't seem to help in week 1. So, I'm not saying you can rely on what's happened over the last 6 years, but that's more than a fluke. Yeah. I think that's a legitimate trend that they have struggled getting out of the gates with this group.
That'll 100% be the reaction in Cincinnati if they lose this week.
Absolutely.
It'll be, well, this is just early in the season.
No, you can say whatever you want at that point. Just give me the W. I don't care, whatever. Trey Hendrickson was 3rd in pass rush win rate, according to Pro Football Focus in week 1. It's a pretty good stat right here because, Josh Hines-Allen came in 7th. And you can say, I didn't show up in the box score. Well, pressures don't show up in the box score, right? Mm-hmm. But when you look at the guys who were top 10 in pass rush win rate, at least 8, you'd be like, yeah, that guy's legit. Nick Bonito had a huge year last year for Denver. Yep. Hendrickson's had back-to-back 17-plus sack seasons. Will Anderson to the Texans. Alex Highsmith of the Steelers. Mentioned Josh. Nolan Smith. Daniil Hunter. Jared Verse was Defensive Rookie of the Year. Josh Uche was number 1. He's a former double-digit sack guy and, just had a big week. And Jordan Birch is a rookie. I don't know a ton about him for the Arizona Cardinals. But, that seems like a pretty relevant stat that has some legitimacy to it when you see the names that are populating it. So hopefully the Jags can bring that pressure against Cincinnati. We'll talk about that offensive line and just what has it been over the last several years that has caused them to get out of the gate slowly. Again, Jeff Hobson's a senior writer for Bengals.com. He's coming up here in about 6-7 minutes to kick off the program today. Our own senior writer, John Ozier, joins us in hour number 2 on the program. And today, one last look back at week 1 when you talk about guys that surpassed your expectations or units for that matter. We're asking you today to vote for the one who, out of the options we gave you, most surpassed your expectations in Sunday's win against the Panthers. Travis Etienne obviously had a spectacular day. Jordan Lewis, I think a lot of people thought he was going to be good. I don't know if they thought he'd be that impactful right out of the gates. Eric Murray, a lot of people didn't even think about Eric Murray, let's be honest, and had a big impact on that game. Or is it the offensive line unit as a whole, opening things up for the running game and not allowing Trevor Lawrence to get sacked in week 1 of the 2025 season? If you want to get in today, you can do that on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010. Same number for the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can hit us up in the YouTube virtual studio chat and stream us there. Stream us on Twitter, stream us on Facebook, and, of course, you can find us on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, and at 1010XL Denmark.
We're on to Cincinnati.
All right, we are, and we are heading up there next, as a matter of fact. Jeff Hobson joins us on the other side. We'll talk Jags. We'll talk a little Bengals, though. This week's opponent, straight ahead. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL, it's the secret sauce of a successful football team.
This is a special group of men.
Each week, Superior Plumbing spotlights the special teams player of the game.
It was complete domination in all 3 phases.
That's how you win football games.
On 1010XL.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday
On Jaguars Today.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Jacksonville, archery season is here, and nobody does archery like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. Come test shoot the newest bows from Matthews, Hoyt, Raven, and all the top brands. And starting this month, take advantage of Florida's sales tax holiday on all Second Amendment related items, running now through the end of the year. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Doll here. Watch the Teal and Black with me this Sunday on the 396-inch TV at Frontrunners Tap House. Grab food, cold drinks, and join me for the 1 p.m. kickoff. See you Sunday at Frontrunners.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Jacksonville is football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop right now. At Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in at a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. So start now by calling 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
Frank Frangie telling you about Awaken 180. You know, my daughter has done so well. I'm so proud of Amber. Can you believe she's lost 50 pounds in 2 months? And she's really proud of that. You can as well. Call 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
PRI Productions is the official game day production partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi, I'm Randy Goodwin, president and owner of PRI Productions. Chances are, if you've been in Jacksonville over the last 30 years, you've seen our work, from corporate and social events to concert production and much more. We have the equipment and expertise to make your next event memorable. So call the experts at the Jaguars Call. PRI Productions, bringing your ideas to life.
Get down to the bank Sunday, September 21st, as your Jaguars face off with division rivals, the Houston Texans. Celebrate Hispanic heritage and witness history as the Jaguars take the field for the first time this season in the legendary Prowler throwback jerseys. Lock in your seats now for a 1 p.m. kick by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at Everbank Stadium.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
All right, Jags 1-0 and trying to make it 2 in a row, obviously, this week when they go on the road to Cincinnati. Mike Dempsey and Tony Smith here with you. Jaguars Today. We welcome in the senior writer from Bengals.com. Mr. Jeff Hobson joins us on the program this morning. Jeff, thanks for hopping on. How are things up there in Cincinnati?
Very good. Got some family down in Jacksonville. Want to say hello. And, opening day at home. Sam Hubbard in the house is the rule of the jungle, and the place will be hopping. Two number one picks going at it, so people fired up for that.
Oh, we're ready for it now. Here's my question to you, and I'm sure you've probably dissected this and discussed this on just about every show you've ever been on, right? But what is it with the Bengals and the slow starts? Is there a common thread over the last few years? I know Burrow talked about playing more in the preseason this year to get him off to a hotter start. They did win, but the offense was clunky at best. And Jeff, you know, I mean, the last 5 years, 1-4, 1-3, 0-2, 1-1, 1-5-1, haven't won in week 2 in a half dozen years. What is the common theme here?
Well, I mean, I'll give you 5 reasons. I mean, 2020, Burrow was a rookie, plus there was COVID. 2021, he was coming off the ACL. 2022, he had an appendectomy, missed all of camp. 2023, he strained his calf in the second day of practice of training camp, missed most of that camp. 2024, he was coming off his wrist surgery. So, look, I mean, I can give you 30 million reasons, but if you want 5, that's probably it in a nutshell.
In light of that kind of conversation, what has the reaction locally been to the way the Bengals won in week 1?
I think that's exactly right. They won in week 1, and it didn't matter if they, were playing with 1890 rules or if they won it in a 1970, slugfest. It just didn't matter. I mean, I think, Zach Taylor has watched this club lose openers. They racked up 450 yards in Seattle and got beat. Burrow went down the field in his first NFL start and had a winning touchdown taken away with seconds left, with 7 seconds left on a penalty. They lost another one on an overtime on a bad snap on a PAT. So, I mean, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, they didn't look great, but how many teams did in week 1? And how many teams look good in this era? In this era, how many teams look good in September when it's basically an extension of training camp?
No, there's no question about that.
That's another part of it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's another part of it, too, if you want to look at the slow stats. I don't think they're the only clubs that have come out.
No, they're not. I mean, the Jags didn't fire on all cylinders, but we're right there.
They're probably the best team. They're probably the best team that's come out like that because, it's cost them. It's cost them. I mean, it's cost them 2 playoff berths the last 2 years.
What's the biggest concern right now for the Bengals? From afar, it looks like pass protection could be an issue, and it seems like it's been an issue for a while in Cincinnati, but you follow it a lot more closely than we do. Lucas Patrick goes on injured reserve. How big of a blow is that to lose their guard, or do they feel pretty good about their options there?
I mean, it's a blow, but you come with Dalton Risner, who's started 81 games in the league, and is a solid pro. I mean, it's plug and play. He came in when Lucas got hurt. Dalton's been here about 6 days. He popped in there and, plug and play. That's what they hope he'll do Sunday. So I think they feel pretty confident about that. Risner is a fine player. So that's a pretty good option to go to. The pass protection, I know they always, complain about the pass protection, but to me, Orlando Brown Jr. lived the life of an NFL tackle. He blocked his ass off, Myles Garrett for about, 98% of the plays, and he gave up 2 sacks back to back, and didn't look good. Wasn't a great look. 3 consecutive sacks on 1 series, not a good look. But I think overall, like when you play Cleveland, that's going to happen, particularly up there. They want to firm it up. But I think they feel pretty good about pass pro.
Why were the Browns able to slow down that Bengals offense with all the expectations everyone seems to have on them as effectively as they were this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, but that's what the Browns do. Joe's historically struggled against Cleveland. So have the Bengals. I mean, sometimes I think you got to chalk it up to you got a great defensive coordinator there in Jim Schwartz. You got, Joe thinks they're the best cornerback tandem, in the league, with Ward and Newsome. And, you got great pass rusher in Garrett. They've got all the things that bother you, and it's been a tough matchup, no question, and a tougher matchup coming out of the gate. So, it was kind of a surprise, but not really, because if you go back and look into history, Burrow against Schwartz and Zach against Schwartz and how they've matched up, they've always had trouble scoring points. But so have a lot of teams against that defense. That's they're pretty good. I mean, you can say all you want about them on offense, but defensively, they're legit.
Well, let's talk about the Bengals defense. Talking here with Jeff Hobson of Bengals.com. Jeff, obviously Trey Hendrickson had to get done, and he did. And we know how good he's been as a pass rusher. But tell us about the rookie Shamar Stewart and what you've seen this offseason. We're talking here with Jeff Logman, former Jaguar, breaks down film for us every week. And he said, he pops as an athlete on tape. And his feeling is once he gets the refined aspects of playing the position down at the NFL level, he's going to be a handful. Does that match what you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, he just showed up from day one. Remember, he didn't have a spring, right? Because he was getting his contract hammered out. So he shows up, second day at camp, and he's exactly what a number one pick should look like, and he flashed just like a number one pick should look like. And I think your guy hit it right on the head. His athleticism is what? I mean, he was. I think these analytics they rated him as the most athletic defensive lineman to come out in the last 40 years. And that's what he looks like. Now he's going through the nuances. He's learning the schemes. He's learning the blockers. But I think once and he's a smart guy who is always in the film room. So I think that is going to come for him, pretty quickly. I think the thing with him, guys, is that you never know where he's going to line up. Can line up on either edge. And he can go inside and give you a push from the inside too. So he's an intriguing guy. He's not just an edge guy. He's one of those guys that when you break the huddle, you got to find out where he is, and that's a guy they really haven't had.
Where in your mind is the Bengals' biggest advantage going into this matchup this week?
It's at home. I think. And they've got the coaching staff. Jacksonville's they're in year one, and I think those are the two biggest things. I mean, I think, and they're huge, and they're huge early in the season. But the Bengals have to be careful of they can't let Jacksonville get going off the ground, and if that's probably even. And the Bengals are coming off their best rushing performance defensively in years, going up to Cleveland and holding them to 49 on the ground, and they have to do that. They have to do that Sunday. They have to keep that going. That's something that Al Goldman has really tapped on in his first year as a defensive coordinator is, not to let people, because that's really been their Achilles heel, is their run defense. And they can't let Lawrence get into a play-action boot game.
When you look at the Jags matchup for the Bengals, what's the area you say, obviously you want to stop the run as you're talking about. You don't want to get, let Travis Etienne get going. But what is he the guy, or is it the pass rush, or what is the aspect of the matchup that you say this could wreck the game for the Bengals if we don't handle our business?
Oh, I think it's Etienne, no question. You got to stop that guy. I mean, I know that's got to be their focus. I mean, Lawrence is obviously he's a hell of a passer. And he's got some weapons there that he hasn't had. But, they've got to stop Etienne because he could take the game over. He's that kind of a back, and that's the kind of back that's giving him fits.
What are the expectations for the 2025 Bengals as they get into this thing?
It's winning the whole thing. I mean, I think, they're coming off a year where they were the best pass offense in football, and they only got better by adding Noah Fant, a tight end. And Chase Brown's a much better player, the running back, than he was last year. So they're better on offense, and it was already a number one pass offense. And, defensively, they've added some pieces that they think, particularly Al Golden, their DC, that they think can put them over the top. So, I think, and Burrow has said this before, that, his whole career is a window. Everybody talks about a window. A Super Bowl window. Burrow believes, and he said this early on, his whole career is that window, and I think that I think the town and the team has adopted that.
Do you think Trey Hendrickson will be part of that window beyond this year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I think in the end, I think both sides want to get it done. He's been his greatest years have been in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, he's. When they signed him in 2021, he was their highest paid free agent ever, and he's been their highest impact free agent ever. And I think he's got a kinship with the town and his teammates, and I think it's mutual, and I think eventually they hammer it out.
Circle back to Al Golden quick as we wrap up here with you, Jeff. What is it that he is bringing to this defense that will help them get closer to being on par with the offense? I think from the outside looking in, people think that's an offensively driven team, and obviously you got a great quarterback there and great skill players. But what specifically will Golden do to make this defense maybe measure up to the offensive side?
Well, he's a very detailed guy. He emphasizes, he's out of the Bill Parcells, Belichick schools through his connection with Al Groh. It's that quarterback disruption. It's the turnovers. And I think it's also he's a guy, he's got his master's in sports psychology. He can read a room. He can read players. And I think, he's just responded everywhere he's been. This is his second trip to Cincinnati. And in that first trip, he was the linebackers coach in 2021. And he was a big reason, those linebackers, Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt, were a big part of that playoff defense. And that playoff defense, that Super Bowl defense, key turnovers. And I think that's, something that Al has kind of given them. He's put that back in the mind that, and they hopped on it all. They hopped on it all training camp, and they have to be very encouraged that it was +2. Say all you want about that game, but they spoke it into existence. If we go +2, we win the game. And they shouldn't have won the game, but they went +2. And I think that is a good launching point for Al and what he's trying to teach.
Yeah, it's been one of the huge factors, determining football outcomes, NFL outcomes for a long time. We were the same way, man. We had 9 total turnovers by this defense last year, Jeff. Had 3 in week 1. We didn't know what to do with ourselves, so we won a football game, which was nice. But
that guy's a good offensive mind down there. You guys are going to win a lot of games with him, and I just hope it doesn't. I hope we don't get number 2 this Sunday.
I know you don't, but we hope that's the exact opposite. But we appreciate your time as always, man. Love having you on SiriusXM as well. Jeff Hobson, the senior writer at Bengals.com. Jeff, enjoy the game this weekend. We're hoping for a Jaguar W, but always appreciate the time you give us, man.
Hey, thank you. It'd be a great thrill just to see the great John Osher again. So I appreciate you guys.
It's always a big day when you can see Osher.
No question. Can't thank enough. Hope to do it again soon.
All right, buddy. There he goes. Jeff Hobson. Hey, love to do it again during the NFL playoffs this year, Tone. I don't care. We'll even go up to Cincinnati if we have to. Jeff Hobson, senior writer, Bengals.com. Appreciate him stopping by. Our own senior writer, John Osher, coming up at the top of the hour. So there's a pretty good preview there for you on what to expect from the Bengals. A lot of talk about Travis Etienne's impact on this game. We'll talk about him and his ongoing impact with the Jacksonville Jaguars when we return in a moment. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for my friends at Dandy Foods, owned and operated by the Thompson family, a Jacksonville family since way back in 1956. Man, that 70-year anniversary is coming up. Look, I've talked about Dandy's outstanding products for over a decade. Personally enjoyed them for about 3 times as long. Love that tuna salad. But Dandy's just the perfect go-to when you're in a hurry and you don't want the hassle of a long wait. There's such great variety, you can't go wrong. A great value compared to the drive-thru. They're fast, they're fresh, they're always tasty, and they're always waiting for you in the cold case at convenience stores all over Duval. As a matter of fact, right down the street from Everbank Stadium is Talleyrand Food Mart, carrying a great selection of Dandy sandwiches. Sam and Gus, the proprietors there. I wonder if any of our favorite home team ever sneaks down and grabs a steakhouse burger. I wouldn't blame them. Everything Dandy serves up is delicious, and they've got it waiting for you all over town. So go check them out when you're hungry in Duval. Do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. I just upgraded my home with fantastic floors, and the experience was incredible. Rusty and the team brought the showroom to me with their at-home consultation. The whole process was simple, the installation was top-notch, and the results, absolutely fantastic. Take it from me. Don't wait. Visit fanfloors.com and schedule your at-home consultation today. Fantastic Floors, where every step is fantastic.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on Jaguars Today. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, your long-term solution for weight loss.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Chip Davis, director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. We are fast approaching our 16th annual tournament benefiting the Jacksonville School for Autism. With the help of our amazing community, we raised over $1.4 million the last 15 years. This year's tournament will be held at Palm Valley Outdoors on the Intercoastal Waterway. Captain's meeting is Thursday night, October 9th, and the tournament is Saturday, October 11th. I'm inviting you and your family to come out and enjoy our tournament festivities, raise some money, and support autism awareness. Special thanks to U.S. Army Recruitment Jacks for their support. Flounder Pounder for Autism 2025. See you there.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Slam dunk your floors at CheckmateCoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Summer means fun in all forms. Longer days and more chances to soak up the sun and the fun. Budweiser and Bud Light reminding you to drink wiser. Hydrate between beers and don't sweat it. It's the best way to get home safely.
First half champion Jumbo Shrimp are home at newly renovated VyStar Ballpark this week. Tonight is We're at Home Wednesday, presented by Ambetter Health and Renewal by Anderson. Tomorrow is CSX First Responders Day on Coors Light Thirsty Thursday. Then it's Hispanic Heritage Night with Friday fireworks. Saturday, the first 2,000 fans to the main gate get an umbrella courtesy of VyStar and Roland Reach Plumbing. JackShrimp.com for tickets.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, more Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
All right, on the X platform here, Tony, from Duval Doom, our conversation with Jeff Hobson. Sounds to me like Burrow's hurt a lot and doesn't get crap for it. But let Trevor be hurt and he's trash. Eye roll emoji.
Have you seen Burrow's numbers?
Look at the seasons when Burrow's healthy. All right. I mean, look, yeah, he's had 2 seasons. He does get banged up a lot, but he's only had 2 of his 5 seasons where he's missed a major chunk of time. In the other seasons, he's played 16, and last year 17 games. The worst in those 3 seasons he's thrown for is 4,475 yards. The lowest touchdown total has been 34. The peak has been 4,943, which was last year when he led the league in basically every passing category.
It's the Josh Allen turnover thing all over again. Everyone knows that Trevor Lawrence was way up there in that, but Josh Allen was. No one cares.
Josh Allen,
the numbers he puts up in wins.
Right.
Like, it's like, who cares how many times he's turning it over? They're winning.
Yeah, Trevor had a 3-year period there where he had the most turnovers in the National Football League. Josh Allen was tied with him for the most. But not only do they win, he offsets it with a lot of big plays, and you'll put up with turnovers to some degree.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence throws for 4,500 yards this year, and they win 11 or 12 games. A lot of those kind of things will vanish.
Let him throw 16 picks and see if we bat an eye, right? Because he's offsetting it with those big numbers. And I'm hopeful that Trevor can do that. But, I mean, look, Joe Burrow is there's not a GM in the league that wouldn't take Joe Burrow among probably the top 3 quarterbacks. If they're drafting today to start their franchise.
And I mentioned last Thursday when we had D-Rock in that I had the thought about what would the current situation for the Jaguars be if they had won one more game 2 years ago, right? I don't think we'd have a new head coach, new GM. I think if they had won the division 2 out of 3 years, that Shad Khan, being the type of owner that he appears to be to me, would have stayed put. Right, that Balky and Peterson would be the GM and the head coach for the football team going into this season, saying last year was the blip in the radar.
Right.
We're going to get it back here in 2025. I'm thankful that all the changes that have happened because I am very excited about Cohen and Gladstone and what I think the future of the organization looks like with the people they now have at the top of it. But the Trevor Lawrence conversation is kind of a similar one to me. If they had won one more game, now all the conversations about Trevor Lawrence have to be ended with, well, he did win the division 2 out of the last 3 years, right? Like all of the conversations about him would have that included, but they didn't win one more game 2 years ago. So now the conversation is what the conversation is. I think Trevor Lawrence is a talented enough player that they ought to be competing for the division every year, and they have for 2 of the last 3 years. Been a team that's been doing that kind of thing. We'll see what happens in 25.
It's not like Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow are going to arm wrestle at midfield to see who wins this football game, right? I get it. Burrow's had the edge over Trevor Lawrence. He's also, had better weapons at times, and it is what it is. So be it. None of that has to impact the outcome coming up this Sunday.
No.
The thing that's going to impact that outcome is, can that offensive line hold up against the Jaguars pass rush? Now, we say that,
and vice versa. Yeah.
It's not like the Jags put up big sack numbers this week. I know they got some pressures, but you're going to have to do more than pressure Joe Burrow. You're going to have to hit him and get him on the ground at times. And I get it. Dalton Risner has played a lot of football in the National Football League, but he wasn't the starter in Cincinnati. So the guy who you deemed to be better than him is out this week. Is it that big a deal? Probably not. Right? Because, again, if you lost McCary here and had to play Chuma Edoga outside of Jacksonville, people were like, who's Chuma Edoga? I mean, like 6 months ago, we were like, who's Chuma Edoga?
Yeah.
Right? So, and I don't think we feel like there'd be
kind
this
of an
massive
afterthought free agent.
Right, this massive drop off. But I think it's interesting. Jeff Hobson, its major concern is with Travis Etienne. I was thinking about this morning, Tony, could Travis Etienne rewrite the narrative? And I think the narrative is not a Jaguar narrative. It's a media and fan narrative that he's not going to be here beyond this year, right? Can he, obviously, if he goes out there and does what he did and average 8 yards carry every game, that'd be one thing. He's not going to do that. But can he do enough if the Jags are winning? Like we're talking about, hey, Tootin may come on in the second half of the season. If the Jags continue to win games and Etienne's healthy, I don't think that happens. You know what I mean? I think it has to reach a point. And I did pick them to win the division, but at 9-8, and I did have it backloaded where they win 5 of their last 6 games, just based on the way the schedule fell. So there is a scenario where, mid-season, you do have that losing record, and you might look towards, all right, let's see what Bajal Tutin's got if we feed him the football a little bit more. But I think if the Jags do win, like if they beat the Bengals and then they beat Houston and they're 3-0, I think Etienne's going to be in there for maybe longer than any of us anticipate. I don't know. I still think it's extremely unlikely because you're talking about a guy who will be, I think, 27 in January to get a big contract when this team just drafted 2 guys. But is there any way he could change their thinking?
I mentioned a moment ago how excited I am about the prospect of Cohen and Gladstone. And part of that excitement for me is I don't think they're going to force anything with this. Right? Like, I think they're willing to play the hot hand within a given week and within a given streak. And if Etienne's going to look like the Etienne that we saw on Sunday, then Etienne's going to be the guy. Until he doesn't look like that.
Year, right.
Like, and I don't think they're going to be, well, we need to get Tootin more involved. I think they're going to go, he's hot. right? And I have no doubt that that's how they'll handle it. It won't be, well, we drafted our guys. We want to see it. We'll see it when we see it. The better thing for the football team right now is Etienne getting the football. And as long as that's the better thing for the football team, I think that's the thing that they're going to do. So I think it keeps the opportunity open for what we thought being just a 1-year window that may actually be a 1-week window, a 1-month window, half a season window for Etienne. It'll be open as long as Etienne keeps kicking open that door. Is the way it feels like to me. I don't know what that means for 2026, like how willing they'd be to talk about even a short-term extension for Etienne. I'd be curious to see how well he plays over the first half of the season if it does start to put some pressure on them to think about that kind of thing. I think he's got the talent to do that kind of thing, to keep them on their toes in that situation, but you saw it for 1 week. He looked like the Etienne we saw 2 years ago.
He did. Can he keep that up?
Yeah.
Or 3 years ago, really.
Yeah.
Really, that's really the year I go back to. I know he scored a bunch of touchdowns in what was his third year, his second year as a starter, because he didn't play that rookie season. But right now, I'd put it maybe at 5% chance that he's on this roster.
I don't think it's a high likelihood.
Right. But that 5 is probably up from what I felt. I probably felt that it was about a 1% chance.
No doubt.
Most of the offseason. And for him to look as good as he did gives us some hope. Keep it up, Travis. Make him have a tough decision on that. I still think it's overwhelmingly likely that you go with that combo of Tootin and Allen as your 2 lead guys, and you draft another one. You got 13 picks next year. You can find running backs, as they've shown you this year, relatively late. So, but hey, we'll worry about that down the road. I thought at least the conversation could be had if he keeps it up with that level of performance. You want to get in and weigh in on anything Jaguar related? You're certainly welcome to on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Our question of the day today, one last look back at week 1. Which player most surpassed your expectations? And it could include Travis Etienne, or it could be a unit. Jordan Lewis, Eric Murray in the poll, as is the entire offensive line. Over 200 votes on that. You can go to @MD_1010XL on the X platform if you'd like to cast yours. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. It's a clash of the big cats, spots, and stripes. Who rules the jungle? Find out Sunday at 1. Jaguars, Bengals on the home of the Jaguars, 1010XL.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on 1010XL. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 10th, 2006, Peyton and Eli became the first brothers to face each other as starting quarterbacks in a game. The Colts won in the first ever Manning Bowl.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband and wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods, and I'm proud to say that Underwoods is the longest-standing member of the American Gym Society in the state of Florida. That's important because the American Gym Society promotes professionalism inside the business, and most important because of how it protects the customer. Gemstones are like most things, and you have to have the knowledge about them before you can tell the truth about them. That's where the American Gym Society fits in. They're the organization that certified gemologists and registered jewelers and certified sales associates with professional titles. Then, to ensure that we stay up to date with these gemological advances, we re-win our titles by passing a written test every year. And now I'm proud to say Underwoods has the largest credentialed American Gem Society staff east of the Mississippi River. So if you're interested in diamonds and jewelry and want real professional help, stop by Underwoods.
Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra. Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Now is the right time to order your holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. This is E.T. with 1010XL, and Kuhn Flowers will do your holiday tree decorating, including all of your lights. Wow. So call Kuhn Flowers today. They'll do it all this fall.
Hidden Hills Golf Club wants you to know that our fall twilight rates are here. Plenty of time to get your round in before sunset for just $35 on weekdays and $39 on weekends starting at 2 p.m. Visit hiddenhillsgc.com to book today.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us, and with that comes cooler weather. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business, so give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Everything you need to know about the Jags. Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
Got a few write-in votes for Brenton Strange for our Chad and Sandy real estate question today. I didn't include him because I felt like people are expecting a lot out of Brenton Strange this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean...
Yeah, it didn't exceed my expectations.
No, kind of met. Like, the way that first drive started, I thought, oh, okay.
Right.
But then he only caught one ball after that. But, I mean, the blocking was ridiculous, right? I mean, that was some of the best highlight reel stuff coming out of week one was Brenton Strange just laying waste to the Carolina Panthers.
Right, and I just saw Liam Cohen, who went to the podium a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
He did get asked the question about Brenton Strange and, you know, what they're getting from him. And one of the things that he said about it was he's important because he matches the attitude of what they're trying to bring in, right? The competitive way that he plays and finishes plays and does all the different things. And you talk about what he does in the run game, right, as a blocker for all the different things they want to do. The way he finishes plays, that attitude, right, that love of doing that little extra moment in the game is exactly what they're talking about they want to develop here in Jacksonville. Is that's the identity of the team, right? You play beyond the whistle. You carry your guy in and through the sideline.
Bury him.
Right, when you have those kind of opportunities. And Strange is the poster for that kind of stuff and those kind of moments. It's fun to watch Brenton Strange block. Like, that's the kind of player that it's fun when he gets involved in those when the ball's in his hands, he can run through guys, right? He's just a tough, physical football player. It's fun to watch that kind of attitude be a part of the football team again.
All right, 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Let's see what you want to talk about Jaguar related this morning, and we'll start with Brandon in Jacksonville Beach. Brandon, good morning. How are you?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. What's on your mind?
Oh, Brandon.
Brandon, we didn't do it to you, man. We're excited to hear from you. Call back. We'll get you right up. All right. John on the west side will bat lead off instead. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Nice to talk to you again after
off season. But I just want to ask you a quick question, see if you noticed the beginning of the game. I'm really happy with the team and the way this going, the coaches, the whole, they had a bag of chips. But I was just wondering, did you notice how the middle of the field was kind of open and in the beginning of the game that, he was hitting those receivers that were running wide open in the middle of the field. Did you notice any of that? Or
I didn't think guys were just running wide open like a jailbreak. That's not.
No. I don't think they blew coverages anywhere really during the game. I think Carolina had opportunities to make plays that they just didn't make, and it was all day. Like if I was on the Carolina side of this, Leggett, I'd want him gone the day he got there.
They do.
Right? Like with the attitude that he plays the game with, that he can't get that second foot inbounds, that they have that fourth down that they went for down inside the 5-yard line. And if you see when the ball is thrown, it's a terrible play in a bunch of different ways. Leggett is standing 3 yards out of bounds on the sideline. What is he doing? The ball's in his general area. He might have been the primary guy on the play, and he's just standing out of bounds on a 4th down play from that part of it. He's not blocking. He's not doing it. And that attitude that's what I went away from the game with as far as the attitude of Carolina. That's why I think they're just bad. It's that those kind of things are allowed to be on the field and continue for the football team. I thought that Teterow and McMillan looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially for a rookie playing his first game.
He moved fine.
Right.
You could tell he's going to probably be a pretty good player.
Yeah, almost caught the one on the pass interference. It was a heck of a try on that one. Almost caught the one in the end zone with Tyson making the great play right at the end of it. There were big play opportunities for Teterow and McMillan.
That case, Tyson Campbell, that's a case of our guy making a play. He's in position.
It's a big plus.
So look, it's going to be, regardless what
Teams
they did.
Convert third downs. It's the National Football League. You can't get mad every time the opponent does it.
Well, it's going to be a tougher test this week for sure.
Sure.
It's Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and those tight ends can hurt you if you forget about them. And Chase Brown is an excellent receiver out of the backfield.
Completely different animal.
Much like Chuba Hubbard. So I didn't come away with it thinking, oh my gosh, it was blown coverage after blown coverage. But they're definitely going to have to tighten up, and I'm sure they've seen that on film. John, we appreciate it. I think we got Brandon settled now and back. We didn't do it to you, Brandon. How are you?
John, long time no talk, guys. How you been, man?
We're good.
It's been a while, brother.
We're good. What's up?
I was at your very first draft with you long time ago when we were at Dick's Wings, way back in the day. So, what thing I love about Jacksonville right now is physicality. I haven't seen that in a really, really long time. That block that Strange had was very Sean Marion and Chris Jones-Drew-like. I mean, he knocked him on his butt. Really, really good. I think this year's different, too. If you look at the post-game locker room, I mean, there's expletives going back and forth. I mean, that's old school football. That's like football I was used to in high school. That's a coach really getting at it, really getting with the guys and not just placating it and being warm and fuzzy. So I really feel this year it's going to be different in that regard, that we're going to be knocking some people in the mouth back in the day like the old 90s. So just want to take it off the air. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it. Look, this needs to be a tougher team.
I think that's what they want it to be.
Sure.
And for a week, it showed up.
If you want to be a team that's identity is running the football, and you better be tough. You don't come up and you can finesse it every once in a while, and you can trick it up and scheme it up, but you've got to be able to knock your guy off the ball. Yeah. It's as simple as that. As far as the locker room, Liam Cohen dropping whatever curse word, that doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it's fine. Look, I'm glad you can be in that environment. You can drop a bunch of F-bombs, S-bombs, whatever, or not. And the players are going to be equally, I mean, they were going to, celebrate with Liam Cohen regardless of what his demeanor was. It's the first game of the new era. He's the only first-time coach in week one that got a W. So that kind of stuff wears real thin. If you're not getting it done, you can drop all the curse words you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't equate to toughness to me on the football field. So
no, the coach has a certain attitude to him. And
I don't get
the players carry it onto the field.
Get this straight. Yeah. It doesn't bother me.
No.
I mean, that's totally fine. That's locker room. That's how a lot of times it is in the locker room.
Yeah, you don't have to be that kind of guy to be successful. We know that because we know the kind of success Bill Belichick has had in the league, right? Like, you don't have to have that kind of coach to be successful necessarily in the league, but it doesn't hurt.
No, look.
That's the attitude of your team. That's the thing you want to cultivate. Then, yeah.
Fans eat that stuff up, too, and they do. And, Brandon, we appreciate the call. For the rest of you on the line, hang in there. We'll get to you coming up in just a couple of minutes. Johnny O will join us next, and we'll take more of your calls at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Let us know which player most surpassed your expectations in Week 1. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. He's a beast in the trenches and a baller off the field. Eric Armstead joins Helmets and Heels with Tom McManus, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl. Fridays at 3. Kept healthy by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
It's Awaken 180 Weight Loss Wednesday
on Jaguars Today.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
The Money Pages brings you the Red Zone featured player of the week. Number 1, Jaguars running back Travis Etienne Jr. Travis played college ball for the Clemson Tigers and was drafted by the Jags in the first round in 2021. Pick up this week's Jags game program with a commemorative ticket of Travis Etienne inside. Download the Money Pages app for weekly specials. Money Pages, official sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jacksonville is game time, and just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long, we've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
It's the start of our favorite season in Jacksonville, football season. Let's get hyped and let's get the home in tip-top shape and let's get that house zero-resified. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, they'll take care of you. Call the folks at Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010XL special. Get your 3 rooms of carpet cleaned at $139 plus a 4th room free. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Frank Frangie telling you about Awaken 180. You know, my daughter has done so well. I'm so proud of Amber. Can you believe she's lost 50 pounds in 2 months? And she's really proud of that. You can as well. Call 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Celebrating 30 years in Jack's Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Lone Pronto. The game date for Florida men's basketball versus Alabama has shifted to Sunday, February 1st, 2026. The game was originally scheduled for Saturday, January 31st. The Game Time and Television Network have not yet been announced. No action will be required for fans with season tickets, arena passes, or the SEC weekend. Right now, 78 degrees at 11:01. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. It's time for Oh No's with Jaguars.com's John Osher. Oh No's. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, Johnny O has entered the building. He's entered the fray. Good morning. How are you?
I may have entered the building for one of the last times, right?
I don't know. I don't know what your plans are after we move, but yes, to do radio.
It's bleak around here.
The walls are bare.
Yes.
The staff is non-existent.
Kind of makes me feel melancholy.
We're here, and as long as I guess the little transmitter's plugged in, we're good to go. Right? Just make sure that stays plugged in. Jeff Hobson, your cohort over at Bengals.com, says hello.
Good guy.
So
good
there
guy.
you go.
The first newspaper guy to go work for a team back in the day. So
is that right? He went from Boston, right?
No, he went from the Cincinnati.
Was he at the Inquirer
forever? I mean, he's been doing it a long time. He was the beat guy for the Inquirer before the Jags started. When the Jags came on, they were in the same division as the Bengals. So you got to know those beat guys, and Jeff was good man and as knowledgeable about the Bengals as anybody in the world.
Yeah, well, did he try to tell you, hey Johnny, this internet thing's gonna take off here?
He actually did. He was the person that I talked to the most when I decided to leave the TU for the Colts to go to the
right. Am I throwing my career away here, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, at the time you really didn't know. It was 2000, and it was an uncertain. You didn't know this internet thing. I mean,
I get it.
I knew what it was, but it was a different time.
Hey, bro, people told me I was throwing my career away in '96 as I started to get into radio.
And, were they right or wrong?
Well, I think they're wrong. I mean, I'm still employed, so I've the mortgage is getting paid down. Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's okay.
No, it's true. I mean, it's. Oh yeah, with the radio.
Radio will be gone in 5 years, man. There won't be any radio.
They're not going to be cars.
Okay, right, exactly. Whatever. Hey, it's all good, man. I mean, podcasts. There's so many different ways to reach people out there. They're all viable. We're happy for our little corner of the world right here. All right, we got a lot of folks on the line, so why don't we get some calls rolling here early on in the program with Johnny O, and we appreciate your patience out there. At 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. We'll start with Chris to kick off hour number 2 of Jaguars Today. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Jag for life.
All right.
Ball.
Yeah, all right. We can do better than that, but all right. What do you got for us?
Hey, man, I got the other one on the end. So I had major trepidation. First 3 plays. Oh, no, here we go again, 3 and out. Oh, no, they're going for it on 4th. This Doug Peterson all over again. But then they turned it around, and it was a very entertaining game to watch. I think Trevor's as good when he's on, when he's hitting. He's as good as any quarterback as we ever had. If we could just help him out with the O-line. I know it's not draft season yet, and hopefully we're not drafting the best next year. But once again, I think we should try to get some more guys on the.
All right, Chris. Yeah, you're doing fine until you started going into the draft. What are we talking about the draft for? The Jags are 1-0.
Yeah.
There will be no draft talk on this program.
And they're going to continue to build the line as they go forward. That's going to be their plan.
They're going to continue to build every aspect of this team as they go forward, hopefully.
Yeah.
13 draft picks. So, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we're not even looking at what they need to add next offseason.
Yeah, that sounded like a Monday call at 4-8.
Exactly, right? Like, where do we get, if we go to 4-8 and we get mathematically eliminated at some point, the floodgates will
get
open.
to all of those stories when they become stories.
Then we'll go, who's the 51st best player in this draft after all, or whatever pick we have, because, it's not going to be the same as years past, being able to hone in on a half dozen guys and know you're going to get one.
Picking perhaps late in the second round, which you hope that's what it is.
You hope so.
Right. But in terms of I got some emails about this on Sunday and Monday too. The going for it on fourth down reminded them of Doug. Hey, that's the league now. I mean, get used to going for it on fourth down in weird situations. That wasn't just a Doug Peterson thing. That was.
I mean, one of the biggest talking points coming out of Sunday Night Football is why didn't the Ravens go for it on 4th and 3?
Yeah.
Right. And Lamar Jackson said, he was cramping.
Yeah.
Which by the way, it's okay for Lamar to be a little crampy and take the play off, but Anthony Richardson's career is done because he was tired after sprinting 60 yards. It's weird. That's weird, but we love Lamar. Lamar's good, so he's allowed to check himself out of the game. He has some MVP trophies, right? And have any Lombardi trophies. So I'm
get your jackets.
I'm just saying, but Anthony Richardson tapped out of a game. Lamar said, hey, if I wasn't cramping, we would have definitely gone for it on 4th and 3. Well, all right. I mean, I'm not saying cramps are not a legitimate thing. I just thought that kind of just got swept aside this week. But regardless, I'm getting off topic here. So let's get back to the lines. Leo is up next. Leo, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Good morning. How y'all doing today?
Good. What's up, man?
Hey, a great start to the season, I think. Liam Cohen made a hell of a first impression on me, winning and the locker room and everything. I'll just say one thing about that. People have to understand that's not the church. That's a football stadium. I mean, Dan Hicken just told a story about, a woman in the crowd, cussing somebody out. I mean, that's what people do at football stadiums.
Oh, I don't think anybody's that's upset at all at Liam Cohen in the locker room.
I like him. He's cool. I'm all down with the Liam Cohen thing. Hey, can I be critical of one thing? I wanted to wait, because I like the win and everything. I wanted to make one criticism. Okay,
sure, as long as it's not about next year's draft. Yes.
We ain't talking. Man, come on, man. No, about the game. Okay, so because I heard y'all talking yesterday about the penalties and everything like that. I got one penalty that I'm upset about. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the penalty was ticky-tack, but who committed that penalty when Dewey got
Jordan Lewis.
And that's the thing. Now, the thing says Eric Murray, but here's the thing I have an issue with, okay? Of all the penalties I can be okay with, but that one in particular, okay, you took 2 plays away from my favorite guy, Trayvon, because you put the pressure on Bryce. You took the pick away from Dewey, and you took points off the board from the team. I was very disappointed with that, of everything else, okay? And, I would talk to him about that because we can't be selfish in making plays like that, okay?
Well, hold on. How is it he's not trying to be – where's the selfish aspect?
Okay, maybe that's a bad word, but you can't have time out cleanup. Okay, so let me ask you this. So on the other penalties, like the holding, did we get a touchdown on any of those plays? Did we get any, positive yards and it got called back?
Leo,
or was it just...
Leo, I get it. It was a bad penalty that wiped out a big play. I don't think Jordan Lewis is trying to make that penalty any more than anybody else was on
the coaches are having a conversation with him about the penalty.
Well,
right? It's not going
unnoticed.
What I know is Jordan
you took
Lewis.
Dewey's touchdown. It's behind him. He doesn't know what's going on behind him. He's trying to cover a guy.
And they're not, I know Jordan Lewis will self-correct that. Jordan Lewis, Afoya Luakon had a really good game. Jordan Lewis was as good as anybody on the field the other day.
Right. That play, though, is why we didn't give him more consideration for player of the game, because it did wipe 6 points off the board, right? And I was disappointed too. We all wanted to see Dewey get in the end zone, but Jordan, to call him selfish because he made a penalty. I mean, come on. It's silly. He's not even looking at what's going on behind. It didn't even impact the play, but it was a penalty.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't think it was ticky-tack at all. It was a clear penalty, I thought. And
the game would have ended 33-3.
Came at a bad time, right? And it would have been fantastic and a nice exclamation point, but it's not like Jordan.
It was announced somewhere as Murray.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That was right. No, I mean, I think that was incorrect. I thought it was Murray until I heard later that it was Jordan Lewis because somebody announced it as Murray. I don't know what it was, but so there's been some stuff out there, and I think I said it incorrectly, saying that it was Murray.
Yeah,
but I believe the caller's right.
It's Jordan Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right here. Defensive holding on there. Anyway, we all wish Dewey had had the pick six, and that would have been a great exclamation point. And let's hope. And look, as a general rule, you're absolutely right. 11 penalties are way too many, and you can point that out and not be, quote, ripping the team. It's just a fact. They know that. They've got to be a lot cleaner. They played a team that you could get away with that kind of sloppy level of play against. That's just the bottom line. And despite the fact that the Jags had a worse record than Carolina, it was clear who the better team was on Sunday. Doubt. You play that game 10 times, I think the Jags are winning 8 or 9 of them. I don't think this was a 50-50 coin flip either way.
No, I think you learned a lot about the attitude of the team on that first offensive possession.
No doubt.
Right? That they're willing to go for it on the fourth down, that they overcome the holding, that they almost overcome the second holding, but then you get the grounding call, right? They were still able to. How often do NFL teams get points on drives where they have 2 major penalties on the drive? It's been a long time since It's been a long time since Jacksonville's had a team that was capable of anything close to that.
Yeah, they did it against Miami in the preseason, which, because of who was playing, I didn't really think that much about. Right. But I don't think it's insignificant, for example, that's happened twice in the last couple of games in terms of giving players some reference points for being able to overcome it. So I think it's a positive. It's really, really hard to make a living doing that against good teams.
No doubt.
All right, phone lines are loaded, which on a Wednesday means people are generally excited because their teams want to know. So we'll get right back to you coming up on the other side at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. John Ogier in studio here with us. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. At 1010XL.
He's down on the ground. He is down.
A freak injury can wreck a football team and affect their championship dreams.
Wait, you're telling me I'm about to lose my number 1 wide receiver?
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
On 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville. It's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
Awaken 180 weight loss.
Jaguars Today, Wednesday.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. It's not just annoying when your toilet keeps running long after you flush. It's also costly because it could waste hundreds of gallons of water a day. A running toilet's often caused by worn-out flappers, corroded valves, or a faulty float. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix the problem fast, which can help lower your water bill. Stop the running and start saving today. Make the superior choice when your toilet won't stop running, and learn more at superiorplumbingjax.com.
Lauren Brooks here. Tired of shaving and waxing? At Hello Smooth Men's Spa, laser hair removal permanently reduces hair growth for smooth, stubble-free skin. It's life-changing. With over 400 5-star reviews, they're Jacksonville's trusted choice. Learn more at hellosmooth.com.
Go! There's a new story written every Friday night in every hometown in America.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? Do you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here. And do you consider yourself a bourbon connoisseur? Well, at Twin Peaks, we're proud to offer exclusive and extensive collection of some incredibly rare bourbons, whiskeys, tequilas, and some. Plus, check out our barrel selects that are handpicked by our team and bottled just for you. Supply is limited, so come wet your whistle and check them out on Atlantic and Kerner to see what they're pouring up for you. Twin Peaks. Eat, drink, scenic views. Cheers. Come on, somebody.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
I-9 Sports covers the First Coast with all kinds of sports for kids ages 3 to 17. Fall and winter registration is open right now, like girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of co-ed programs in the Tri-County area to keep your kids active. And being part of a team creates great camaraderie and commitment. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay, sign up now for the fall and winter. It's all at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. That's i9sports.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Oh noes.
Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
All right, Johnny O in the house. Your call's welcome at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Jaguars Today marching through a Wednesday program. D-Rock tomorrow, Tom McManus on Friday. Out to the phones we go here with Dennis in Mayport next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Dennis.
Hey, fellas. Good morning. Two quick ones for you.
All right.
First one, looking back, player that most exceeded my expectations, Robert Hainsey. I watched his media availability on Monday, and I was in the stadium Sunday. That young man's a leader, and I look forward to him being the center of the future, we hope. Love your take on that. And then looking ahead to Cincinnati, we're going to get a real more established offense for our back end to face. Do you think that our defense is well built and well set up enough for that challenge this weekend? I'll take my comments off here.
All right, appreciate it. To the second question, I think it comes down to the pass rush, honestly. I mean, I don't think there's a secondary that's going to match up with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins if you give Joe Burrow time to operate. You know, so
Cleveland does both.
Can we pressure, and not only pressure but hit and get him on the ground,
rattle a little bit. It's hard to rattle this guy. I mean, he's
right. I'm not even saying right. Just make him move his feet earlier than he wants to. That kind of thing.
And the weaknesses for the Cincinnati offensive line appear to be on the interior more than the exterior.
Got to get pushed.
At tackle. So the defensive tackles, this is the week. Yeah. Like, whatever improvement we want to see from that group, this is the week where it needs to show up, because I don't think there are many teams in the league that can really handle what the Bengals. The league is set up for the offense to win, which is why what Cleveland was able to do is remarkable. And they continue to be able to do that against Joe Burrow. There aren't many teams in the league that have the pieces to even try. to do what the Browns are able to do defensively. I don't think Jacksonville is one of those teams, right? I think they have to take advantage of whatever matchups may be there. I think they got enough talent on the outside to win at times in those areas. But what they really need is the interior to be the guys.
You're going to get some
really
points against this team, and I think you got to outscore them. And but I do think in the secondary, as you guys say, if you give Burrow 5, 6, 7 seconds to throw,
done.
They're going to beat your guys. I do think this secondary has preached all off season and showed the other day they communicate much better. You're not going to have the ridiculous breaks that you had last year. So I do think the positive about this secondary is when the Bengals get their plays, they'll have to be earned. I think that was the difference that you saw if you watched on Sunday, was that whatever the Panthers got, they weren't the gifts that a lot of teams got against the Jaguars last year.
How old is Hainsey? Just asking. This is
29, right?
Out of curiosity,
30?
What do you say?
28?
He's 27.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a little younger than I thought he was, right? Because I just wanted to look up his contract status right here. Keep in mind, last year in Tampa, they drafted a guy to replace him, right? So I'm encouraged by the way he played. I think he was brought in here to be a stabilizing factor and help everybody be on the same page with the offense. Most importantly, number 16. He is under an affordable contract for next year, though, and his dead cap hit, you really don't get any cap savings from moving on from him. So I think there's a high likelihood he's on the roster. But as well, I think this team is like, hey, if the opportunity presents itself to upgrade, they're not going to sit back, and there are no, very few sacred cows, so to speak. But I was encouraged by what he saw, and I like the fact that he's only 27 years old, and he's under really his entire contract is only 3 years, $21 million bucks for a starter in the National Football League. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and I think, John, it's important when coach is going to leave it to the locker room to have the vote about the captains, and he's one of them, right? Like, I think it says a lot about where he stands already, just a few months into his status as the center for the football team. And they bring him in because he knows the offense, what Cohen is going to want to do, and that you're already seeing the impact in the room that the guys are like, he's really helping us, right? Like, we think he's a pretty good player, and he's really helping us bring all of this new information into the building.
Yeah, and it's clear from listening to them both, he has a strong relationship with Liam Cohen, and I think has been able – I don't think there's been very many instances where the locker room doesn't grasp where Liam's coming from, because he's an outstanding communicator who is very blunt and very transparent with players. But he clearly knew Liam's personality, and I think that has helped Liam it's helped the locker room understand Liam, having guys like that in the locker room.
It says something. Look, I understand the teaching aspect of it, but it says something that Liam Cohen thought he could come in here and handle the job, because he was benched in Tampa, for a rookie, and that was the plan. He played one game, and he played well, but, so he saw enough in him to say, hey, if we bring him into this ecosystem, it'll help pay dividends.
I think him and Macari, they love those guys too, because are they Pro Bowl players? I don't know. Are they tough, physical guys who fit what they want to be? And, do they fit the culture of physicality, et cetera, et cetera? Absolutely. So I think they were confident, both of those guys, on that front.
He just turned 27, too. So maybe he'll stick around a little longer.
Yeah. Blaine Gabbert just turned 21.
Hey, why'd you do that? All right. Thank you, Dennis. Let's go to Mike on the south side next up. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, fellas. They say nobody's as loyal as the Jags, man, and I'm more excited now than ever. As a fan, I was 8 years old when the team came in, spoiled in the 90s. I'm excited for the youth to see us win. I'm most impressed by Liam with how well prepared the team was at every facet of the game: offense, defense, special teams, no sacks. Great job by Brandon Strange. And my question is, what's your score predictions for the Bengals game?
We'll answer that on Friday.
We can get Johnny O's. I don't know if we need to give ours.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm on the fence right now of what I'm going to do in terms of picking this game.
Yeah.
I
said it off the top of the show. I don't know how much I learned about the team going into 2025 on Sunday against Carolina.
That's fair.
I think the Panthers are really bad. I think I'm going to learn a lot about who the 25 Jaguars are this week. And, we've had a caller that just asked about what are they going to do to get after Burrow and all these different kind of things. It's like, I don't know what the answers to those questions are. I feel like we're going to learn a whole lot about who this football team is this week.
I do, though, too. Go ahead, John.
Well, I feel like you saw what they want to be, and I agree. I don't think I don't necessarily think the Panthers are great, but I do think that the Jaguars show what they want to be. I think they are. I think you can be physical against Cincinnati, and that can work. I don't know that they'll win the game because I think the Bengals are really, really good, and I expect them to be a playoff team. I don't think it's necessarily an indictment if they can't go to Cincinnati and win in week 2 of a new regime. But I do feel a lot more confident after Carolina that they're going to be organized and know how they want to play enough to give themselves a chance. And frankly, you didn't have that feeling the last couple of years.
Yeah, look, I just love the fact that Mike, and you can debate over the years when you should have been more excited. It's up to everyone individually. Like, he was 30, if I did the math right, around, the Saxonville era. But for him to say he's as excited as he's ever been about Jaguar football, look, they could have been 1-0, even one more impressively. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't have the new regime turnover, fans would be waiting for the bottom to fall out. That's just the fact of how they would have been. And whether that's fair or not to the team, it's a reality. And so there's a freshness, there's an expectation. And when you meet it with a win in week 1, people are excited about it. I've heard so much this week, it just feels different. Mm-hmm. It just feels different than it's been. And I think a lot of that is the front office changeover, and it feel like things had gotten stale in a short time with Doug Peterson and company. So appreciate the call, Mike. Thank you. Let's get Dave at the beach before we hit the break. Dave, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. I appreciate y'all being on the air. The thing that kind of concerned me the most was kind of the defensive backs. I think they're doing a much better job than they've been in the past, but they still seem to line up way off these guys. And I think that contributes to the other team making a lot of plays. Is that something that you would be concerned about?
Dave, every time they line up 5, 6, 7 yards off somebody, I'm not happy. Now, if it's 3rd and 15, that's a different story. But there was an instance in this game where
it was 3rd and 6 and Hunter was off.
Right. And it's like, I don't get, man, I'm not saying I'm anywhere close to as smart as Anthony Campanelli is in terms of defensive strategy and tactics. But as a layman, football enjoyer, drives me nuts to see off coverage, especially in 3rd and medium to short. Like, what are we doing? So, but that's across football. I don't think we're the only
every
ones.
Every time it happens, you're like, why?
But every time, Dave, we're right there with you. At least I am, twisting inside. All right, we'll come back. Tony's going to take us around the league. Got our 10-10 take. We'll weigh in on today's poll question. Which of these guys most surpassed your expectations? Or I say guys, it could be a unit. We have the offensive line. We have Etienne. We have Jordan Lewis. We have Eric Murray in the mix today. Several write-ins for Brenton Strange and a couple of others. Keep them coming at MD_1010XL on the X platform. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. The Florida Gators.
He made the catch.
It's a duel in Death Valley.
To the house. Touchdown. Gators.
Florida LSU. Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville. Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving? Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, ProMasters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Watch football this season in downtown Duval at Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. 2 floors, 15 TVs, a giant projector, 80 self-pour taps of ice-cold craft beer, wine and cocktails, plus a full bar, wings, burgers, and more, and pizza delivered to your table from Pizza Dynamo. Downtown at Laura and Forsyth. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. A beer festival every day.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and you don't know what to do.
Or if you've been the victim of a medical mistake, we've got you.
We've got what it takes to prove a case that the insurance companies can't ignore.
With decades of experience and a track record of winning for our clients.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles. This is Frank Frangie. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Beaches Jewelry and Pawn is celebrating 30 years with a huge new and used firearm sale all September. It's the perfect time to save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday. 0 sales tax on firearms at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Oh noes.
Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
All right, William Cohen has spoken. He speaks a lot, but he has spoken prior to practice today, and I want to play you one cut. Get an update on Anton Harrison from Liam Cohen. Tony's going to take us around the league. Got our 10-10 take. Got a lot to get to. So here's Liam Cohen on Anton Harrison, who left the game late with some back spasms. How's he doing? How did he play last week?
Yeah, he is. Had a little back soreness, but it's, it's part of it. I was pleased with Anton, especially in pass protection, and the whole group, but specifically Anton, and in the run game did some really good things. So I was pleased with his effort, strain, the way that he was battling through a little bit of a nick and battled through it. Obviously came out for a short period, but I was pleased with his first outing.
From what we saw, and in different sources measure things differently, but Hainsey, McCary, and Anton, no pressures allowed between the trio. All right.
My understanding from talking to people is they thought Anton played outstanding.
Yeah, and William Cohen's not afraid to tell you when he isn't measuring up, right?
Yeah.
So I believe him when he says, "Hey, I loved it, loved the strain, maybe
Right.
the effort, and to battle through a little adversity right there."
Yeah,
so.
he's been very candid about Anton in particular during training camp of when he's on, he's really, really, really good, and they just need him to be on all the time. And
That's the point, though, right?
Right.
He is capable of being their best offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And so show up with that every single day. You know?
they expect a lot out of him, and on Sunday he delivered.
All right, Tony, why don't you take us around the rest of the NFL?
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Green Bay assigned wide receiver Christian Watson to a one-year, $13.25 million contract extension that will keep him with the team now through the 2026 season. The NFL has announced a $57,000 fine for Philadelphia defensive tackle Jalen Carter with a one-game suspension, which they consider having been served last Thursday when he was thrown out of their game against Dallas for spitting on Dak Prescott. He will be available to play this week against Kansas City. Cincinnati has placed guard Lucas Patrick on IR. San Francisco is placing tight end George Kittle on injured reserve with a hamstring injury, so he'll miss at least the next 4 weeks, which would include the Jags trip out to San Francisco in Week 4. Pittsburgh assigned safety Jabril Peppers. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has already ruled out defensive tackle Derek Harmon for the second consecutive week. Miami is signing guard Cole Strange off of Cleveland's practice squad. Atlanta has signed kicker John Parker Romo to their practice squad on Sunday. Falcons kicker Younghoe Koo missed a potential game-tying field goal in the final moments of their loss to Tampa Bay. And Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels was on the team's Monday injury report, but head coach Dan Quinn said yesterday he has zero concern about his availability for tomorrow night against Green Bay.
Man, you look at, Tony, you talk about the kicker moves already. I mean, Jake Moody was a third-round pick by San Francisco just 2 years ago, right? It's not like you can't draft one. Look at Cam Little. I'm pretty sure all glad we drafted Cam Little here in Jacksonville, but man, you got to hit if you do that. And the kicker is such a volatile one. Like Eddie Pinheiro.
If you burn a seventh rounder, it's one thing. A third rounder is always
third rounder, right? I mean, look, Sebastian Janikowski was a first rounder, and he ended up being worth it pretty much, right? I mean, he was a dominant kicker, a great range. Among his peers, he had the biggest leg and all that. But that's
Ryan
few
Anger
and far
is still
between.
a name that's a joke.
Eddie
here in
Pinheiro
Jacksonville.
just got signed yesterday by San Francisco, and he's one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, and he's just sitting out there. I don't know what is unattractive about him that made him available. You know what I mean? But there's always Josh Lambo. He stunk. Then he got here and he didn't stink.
Right.
And then he stunk again. Right. And then that's just the way it goes with these guys sometimes.
Can go fast.
We got one now, though, man, that,
he's nice.
I mean,
he kicks 35-yarders that are almost over the net. Every time he kicks it, it's like it's as hard as he can kick at that time.
Do they have another player that you would – I mean, you could argue that all the specialists, right? But, Cam Little's putting points on the board, man. There's no other kicker in the league you'd take over Cam Little. I wouldn't. I mean, the accuracy was there last year. Who's got a bigger leg?
Yeah, there may be kickers that are as good as him, but I don't think anybody is better than him, and he's ours.
Yeah, the guy from Dallas is. I mean,
Aubrey's would be the guy.
I don't necessarily follow all of them. There's probably 4 or 5, but he's one of the 4 or 5.
Absolutely.
And as kickers go, that's what
We've had a pretty good run here in Jacksonville at that position. Knock on wood. Let's hope it's more extra points this week against the Bengals than field goals. But why don't we get to today's 10-10 take?
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company, veteran owned and operated.
All right, I'm going a little bit against the grain today based on the way people have been voting. We asked which player position group on the Jaguars most surpassed your expectation in Sunday's win. And a lot of it has to do with what you expected out of them, right? I was cautiously optimistic about the offensive line. Right? First couple of games, no sacks allowed in the preseason. And it's preseason. I get it. And the level of competition. But, that's all they can do is block the guys in front of them. They carried that over pretty well. I didn't think Travis Etienne would be nearly as explosive as he was, but he was. But I've seen him be explosive at times before. The guy I voted for here is Eric Murray. Eric Murray's been playing in the National Football League since 2016. And in that time, he has a total of 5 sacks and 3 interceptions. He's never been much of a big playmaker. Now, granted, he didn't come away with either of those this week, but I didn't expect a guy with that career stat line to make plays on the ball like he was able to make. The one where he popped it up in the air for Foye Oluokun was obviously good, but I thought the body control that he showed when he blew up Hunter Renfrow legally and took him out over the middle in a scenario where I bet if you run that at full speed, 90% of the time, a defensive player is going to pick a penalty in that scenario. And I just thought, everything we heard this offseason about communication, getting lined up. Now, that's great. Coach on the field. I want a guy who makes some plays. And so Eric Murray delivered that. The communication didn't seem like it was an issue. So he's doing his job in that capacity. And I feel like for a lot of people, myself included, in this free agent class, it's kind of an afterthought. Like, all right, why him? I got to see it. And then we saw it Sunday. So he stood out to me as top of the list in terms of surpassing what I wanted to see. What about yourself, Tone?
I'd go with Murray as well.
You would?
And it's my expectations for Murray were, he's not going to be terrible. At safety. We're basically where my expectations were for Murray. And then to see it in week 1, for him to be around the play as much as he was, and for nothing bad to be happening whenever he was around the play, right? Like, it was just, I expected the big problems they had with guys just running wide open to be done with Eric Murray. I didn't expect that to be a problem anymore. I didn't expect plus plays when Eric Murray was coming in here. And you got plus plays from all 4 of these categories.
That's why they're in the poll.
Right. So it's which one exceeded my expectations the most? Yeah, it would be Murray.
What about for yourself?
Yeah, I'll go with Murray. I mean, he for exactly the reasons you guys said, I expect him to be solid. I expect the communication to be there. I didn't expect him to break on the ball the way he did when he broke with the pass from Young to whoever it was that Foye got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'm forgetting, but I can't remember a Jaguars safety making that kind of play in a long, long time. So I was probably overall the whole secondary most exceeded expectations. Tyson broke up a pass. Jordan Lewis broke up a couple of passes before he started playing selfishly in the second half.
Stop.
To allude to our earlier caller, which he did not play selfishly, by the way. The whole secondary I thought was outstanding. But I thought Murray stood out along with Jordan Lewis the most.
Yeah, again, playing against, what they played against. Much higher level of competition coming up this week with that passing game. But so 3 votes for Murray. He's only getting 17.5% of the vote out there. We had some write-ins for Brenton Strange. And
what's winning?
The O-line. O-line getting 44% of the vote. People, look, I get it. You know what? You don't know what to expect. And they did run for 200, and they didn't give up a sack.
Trevor, yeah.
So I don't fault anybody. Look, you vote the way you feel here, and it depends on what your expectations were. Travis Etienne getting nearly 30% of the vote as well. And I'd probably vote for Etienne even before I vote for the O-line in this one, because I thought he was above and beyond my expectations. So, but Jordan Lewis.
They had talked so much for 4 or 5 weeks about how much they liked Etienne that it didn't surprise me, but I could see how people who
8.9 yards a carry surprised me.
Sure. Well, yeah, you're not going to get, but yeah. It's a good day for the Jags when this is a debate.
Right, when we've got a deep pool of candidates on the positive side of the surprise. All right, we'll come back with some final thoughts, maybe a call or two at 641-1010 as well with John Ogier. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Door Studios. Superior products, exceptional service.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on Jaguars Today. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Your long-term long-term solution for weight loss.
Jacksonville, get ready to spice up your night at One Night Taco Stand every Taco Tuesday. Enjoy their mouth-watering tacos for just $3.49 and all day, every day, 2-for-1 house margaritas and 2-for-1 daiquiris. Find fresh Mexican street food, stiff drinks, and fun vibes at One Night Taco Stand with 3 Jacksonville locations in Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
When it comes to high-performance plays, look no further than BTJ. The second-year pro would blaze through the Carolina defense for a 9-yard touchdown, making the score 17-3 with 1:49 left in the first half. The BTJ score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has branched off from on-road to off-road. Give us the latest on what they've got.
They've got the 250 and the 450. Rick Carmichael designed these bikes himself, and they are bad to the bone.
So you're talking about a really cool effect from a bike off-road that Triumph had on-road forever.
It is, and it's out there winning races, and it is fun to ride.
Check it out, Cycles of Jacksonville, their showroom on Atlantic near Regency, or online on their Facebook page.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. No, you see, you get $150 in bonus bets after your first $5 bet hits.
Did somebody say hit?
Whoa, Ray Lewis? We were just saying if your bet hits.
Huh. You know I love a good form tackle.
We know, Ray. We know.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Jacksonville was built on specialists.
We be special.
Now the Special Teams Player of the Week, sealed by Superior Plumbing and Pipeline.
Cam Little was huge on Sunday for the good guys. The 22-year-old was perfect on both his field goals as well as his extra point attempts, with his longest field goal being from 47 yards out. Little showed why he was the big cat on campus, and he's your Superior Plumbing and Pipelining Special Teams Player of the Game.
If golf is your thing, you'll want to check out Hidden Hills Golf Club. At Hidden Hills, we simply love the game, and we take great care of our golfing friends. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. We look forward to seeing you at the club.
What unlikely challenger, unknown even to hardcore golf fans, defeated Tiger Woods in the 2009 PGA?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Yang Youngin, also known to Americans as Y.E. Yang, defeated Tiger Woods in the final round by 5 shots.
Southern Oak Insurance.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing Contractor, lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, final few minutes here with John Ogier from Jaguars.com. What do you think, John, in terms of if the Jags are going to win this week? What's the top item on the agenda that they, other than outscoring the Bengals? You know what? Like, what is the?
I was going to say.
I'm sure you were. I would have. That's why I preempted you. What do you think? What is the top key for you that they have to execute?
I think they have to be the more physical team on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And that sounds very cliche and obvious because it's football. But I think they have to be able to run against the Bengals, and I think they have to be able to harass the Bengals into not being as smooth offensively as they want to. I think they believe that's their identity. I think over time they will be a dynamic, high-powered offensive team. But I think until they get there, their path to winning is to do what they did against Carolina. They felt like they hit. They felt like they were the tougher and more physical of the two teams. Right now, that's what they want their identity to be.
Obviously, they won without a major contribution from Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, he scored the touchdown, which was great. But if he doesn't, I'm thinking with the momentum they had, they probably can run one in on one of the next few plays. But do they need to make a concerted effort to kind of get him going? Not that, just if you maybe an easy tunnel screen, something early on, get the ball in his hands and have that feeling.
I think they tried to the other day, throwing deep to him on the first play. And then it's hard. But, one game I don't think is necessarily a trend of them not trying to get him the ball.
Oh, I don't think they didn't try.
I got a lot of, it's been a topic. Liam's philosophy on this seems to be he wants to spend the first couple of series trying to get everybody involved. And then at that point, however the game goes is how the game's going to go. So, I think they will try to get BTJ involved more. I think they know they need him to make big plays. But the other reality of this offense, you've got Hunter, you've got Diame, you've got Brenton Strange. This is not your 2024 Jaguars second half of the season where Mac Jones is going to be throwing the ball up to BTJ 15 times a game. That wouldn't be good if they're doing that.
Do you think we see a significantly higher number of snaps on defense for Travis Hunter this week?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be more than 6. I don't think it'll be 40. But I think it's going to happen organically because they believe he's one of their best DBs and needs to be on the field. So I think it's going to happen probably steadily over time, not, 5 plays a game more, but I think over time it's going to – people watching me can't see my hand, but it's going to go steadily up.
Moving up.
As the season goes on because they believe he's going to be a standout defensive player.
All right, hold those thoughts as we'll preview what's to come at Jaguars.com. But first, let's welcome in Joe C. and XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Joey, we are all multitaskers, right?
Listen, I was trying to act like I was Adam Schefter. Just trying to.
Oh, okay. Joe's getting some breaking news here. What's the lunch deal for XL Primetime, maybe? What's coming up today, man?
We're definitely going to follow you guys as far as Jaguar talk. Mark Duffner, we're going to rotate our coaches, Gerald Ingram and Mark Duffner. We're going to kick off a little podcast, both sides of the ball, with both of them later. But anyway, Coach Duff will be in the 1 o'clock hour, and he was with the Bengals a year ago, so he knows a heck of a lot about them. So anyway, we'll definitely be breaking it down from that angle and then follow the theme with Travis Hunter because Cohen did say at least kind of what the plan might be. There's a bunch of college football games that we will pour into in the first hour. So a lot of good games. Like Georgia Tech could pick off Clemson and send them into a whirlwind of despair if they lose a game like that. Not like Florida, not that type of despair, not just yet. But Vandy, they could if they beat South Carolina, Tony. Holy cow! Yep. We're talking about 2-0 Diego. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm going to root for Clemson just for Trevor and Travis's sake. Yeah, so they're in the good frame of mind on Sunday. Sure. I don't know if it matters or not. Probably not at all. But that'll be my mindset. All right, Joe. Have a great show.
All right, fellas.
Today
Thanks.
Coming up, Joe C. Because he's a busy man, connected with a lot of people. He's texting away. We're all doing that. I mean, it's constant. It's just a never-ending saga. Johnny, what do you have coming up at Jaguars.com that you're writing
4 p.m. today, we have the Bucky Brooks podcast, and Jordan Lewis will be the guest on the Ozone podcast, which will post on Friday.
Well, apparently a lot of people expected a lot out of him because he got less than 10% of the vote today, which is good, right?
He's a good player, man. For a free agent signing, we've seen it around here. Calais was a great signing. I can't put Jordan Lewis in the Calais class. But Jordan Lewis is for a free agent signing to be as important as he is, this organization is really impressive.
Like in terms of like locker room impact and chemistry and edge and attitude, all that stuff, in addition to being a good player on the
he's
field.
Up there.
No,
I mean,
I'm with you. And we need more of that, you know. And he's been a good player in the NFL, but he's exceeded probably expectations so far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to him.
All right. We're looking forward to reading your coverage over at Jaguars.com as well. Thanks to Jeff Hobson from Bengals.com for stopping by. For Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. D-Rock in tomorrow, and I'm buying breakfast for the whole crew right here on Jaguars Today. Keep it on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Jaguars Today.
From the